Warner Brothers hits him with a black Superman from one of the most wokest black writers in Hollywood. What can Ray Fisher say? It's kind of like a checkmate, except fucking Warner Brothers are idiots, because that has got to be the dumbest way to destroy a property. And I'm not saying because he's black it will destroy the property or whatever. But you know that, like, there are enough people with one, let's call a spade, hatred in their hearts, right? Who just will never go and see a black Superman. Like, that's a big chunk of the fandom of you know, like, these properties these days. I don't know what their problems are, but they just would not go and see, like, a black Superman just out of, you know, whatever. And then there are actual sensible people who genuinely look at this and think, look, we don't mind you doing world versions of Superman or Batman or anything like that, but can we get the classical version down first? Can we make sure we have that first? Can we make sure we have the DC Trinity there at the centerpiece of this universe that you're trying to build? Can we make sure we've got Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman correct, right, first? Yeah, let's bring other people of other races in to do a lot of different other roles, but let's make sure we've got that down pat before we go off exploring different versions and different variants of these fucking characters. You can't do a multiverse until you've got a universe, basically. There's nothing for the multiverse to play off if you don't have a universe. So there are those people who make sense, who actually are saying, yeah, it's a bit too soon for a black Superman. Let's try and sort out Superman first, whether it means bringing Cavill back to actually do a Superman that actually is like the classical Superman, like from the comics, who is the incorruptible figure, who has the Clark Kent persona that is different from the Superman persona. Let's get that right. Or alternatively, reboot, recast, put it in the Batterson universe with a new Superman that actually, you know, embodies what the spirit of Superman is supposed to be. There are those people, okay? But either way, Ray Fisher's in the tizzy right now because Brothers has gone woke, and he's woke, and he surely should want a black Superman, unless it's more important for him, the Snyderverse and supporting Snyder is more important to him than actually, you know, his woke agenda of, you know, because basically, let's be real about this. He's been using these wokeness, this whatever, to be able to, he's been utilizing it in order to prop up his boy Zack Snyder, in order to show, like, as if, you know, Zack Snyder is this champion of the disenfranchised, and he's a champion of the black man and all of this kind of bullshit, which he isn't. So here we go. We've got one versus the other. And then more recently into this great little exchange. So this is what he says later. He says, Walter Hamada attempted to interfere with the Justice League investigation. He was unsuccessful in doing so because I did not allow him to. Having the okay, sorry, I've gone into this too quickly. Okay, so yes, this article has just come out today, which is responding to Ray Fisher's allegations. Okay, article. Read what the party investigator who carried out the actual investigation. So Warner Brothers first responds, right? And they respond to Ray's tweet about, do y'all remember when Walter Hamada and Warner Brothers tried to destroy a black man's credibility and publicly delegitimize a very serious investigation with lies in the press? But hey, black Superman, just, you know, He did not know what to say. It was like the most woke thing. How can you criticize them from your platform, from your position, for having a black Superman? You can't, Ray Fisher. It's impossible. It's incredibly hypocritical, because that is the kind of thing that your recent tweets, your recent, has been suggesting, has been suggestive of. You should be supportive of something like that. You should be supportive of a move like that. But anyway, so this is what Warner Brothers had to say. Once again, there are false statements being made about our executives, not just Walter Hamada, by the way. Let's make that clear. I think here that when they talk about executives, they're talking about for God's sake, I always forget this guy's freaking name. I'll tell you in a second. But they're talking about executives. I don't know if they mean Jeff Johnson, but I think I don't think so. But I think they mean another particular executive. But once again, false statements are being made about our executives and our company surrounding the recent Justice League investigation. A spokesperson for Warner Media told Variety, as we have stated before, an extensive and thorough third-party investigation was conducted. Our executives, including Walter Hamada, fully cooperated. No evidence was any interference whatsoever, and Warner Brothers did not lie to us. It's time to stop saying otherwise and move forward productively. And then Catherine B. Forrest, a former federal judge and current investigator into the alleged misconduct of the Justice League, also released a statement affirming Hamada's innocence. I am disappointed by continued public statements. I want you to remember this. This is the woman, I believe, that Ray Fisher actually recorded. So Ray Fisher actually recorded this woman, right? And he recorded this woman basically calling him a stand-up guy, and he's done everything that he asked for. So this is the woman, I believe, who was saying all of those things to him on this tape. So I am disappointed by the continued public statements made suggesting that Walter Hamada in any way interfered with the Justice League investigation. He did not, Forrest said. I interviewed him extensively on more than one occasion and specifically interviewed him concerning his very limited interaction with Mr. Fisher. I found Mr. Hamada credible and forthcoming. I concluded that he did nothing that impeded or interfered with the investigation. To the contrary, the information that he provided was useful and advanced investigation. Well, Fairness said, as a response to this, as I've stated from the start, Walter Hamada attempted to interfere with the JL investigation. He was unsuccessful in doing so because I did not allow him to. Fisher wrote on Twitter, having the investigator make a statement claiming there was no interference is purposely misleading and desperate. But what this says, though, and this is the most important part of this revelation, right? It's not Ray Fisher, not that this woman has come out and said, because really Ray Fisher's right. She didn't contradict him, because Ray Fisher specifically said that Walter Hamada tried to impede the investigation. So in the beginning, he tried to impede it. Now, what evidence Ray Fisher has to support that, I do not know. Does he have any evidence? Is he just, wanting, Walter Hamada to admit wrongdoing without evidence? I have no idea. But that is what he claimed. He never claimed that that Walter Hamada was trying to, stop the investigation while it was happening. That's never anything that Ray Fisher's claimed, to be fair to Ray Fisher. But what really is striking about this for me is that either this woman has no integrity, or she does have integrity, and she's concluded Ray Fisher a bit of a drop off. Because why would she come out and make this statement against Ray Fisher, especially after, she's the woman on the tape, right? So was she just placating Ray Fisher on that tape? Was she just saying, yeah, Ray Fisher, you were a really good boy. You really did. Yeah, you really stuck it to the system. And really, she just wanted to get out of there because she was like super frustrated with the whole, like investigating the most ridiculous ever, right? Because everything that Ray Fisher's come out with has been pretty ridiculous. If I had investigate whether somebody had been color corrected in a Justice League movie, or whether a barber got credited at the end of a terrible movie that people would rather forget and haven't watched since. If I had to literally go up and investigate that, I'd be pissed. I thought you're talking about something serious. You want me to investigate trash? So either she doesn't have integrity, because she hasn't come out and even suggested that there was any kind of real substance. Like, she didn't say, despite the fact that Walter Hamada is innocent, I did also find Ray Fisher to be credible, or Ray Fisher did have some credible accusations or anything like that. She's just straight up sniped him. She's just been like, without saying Ray Fisher specifically, she straight out sniped him and said, look, this dude is basically a liar. And she finds Mr. Hamada's accusation more credible than Ray Fisher's. That's what I found Mr. Hamada credible and forthcoming, which means if Ray Fisher has accused him of being the most dangerous enabler and all of this kind of stuff, then she's saying she finds Mr. Hamada more credible than Ray Fisher. That's what you have to conclude, right? Because it's him versus him. He's saying one thing, right, which is completely opposite of the other guy. So Mr. Hamada is more credible in this accusation back and forth against each other. Mr. Hamada is more credible than Ray Fisher. How do we even further know she said that? She says, I am disappointed by continued public statements. I'm disappointed by Ray Fisher's statements. Not continued public statements, is Ray Fisher's statements made suggesting that Walter Hamada in any way interfered with the Justice League investigation. She finds Walter Hamada more credible. That's basically what this is saying. So, take that as you will, people, to Ray Fisher. As I've stated a lot of the time, I think Ray Fisher probably does a case of something, but I don't think it's as big as he imagines it to be. I think a lot of people look at what he's saying and they're like, yeah, all right, Jeff Johns did that, but is it really that bad? That's what I'm thinking. If he's going around telling, executives that Jeff Johns disagreed with him on whether Cyborg should have genitals or not, right? And he said he said something like, oh, that he probably knows better how the black community would respond to Cyborg having genitals or not, to Ray Fisher, right? If that's what he's saying to executives, can you imagine what they must be cracking up laughing after he leaves the room? This guy started a fucking investigation, this big fucking horrible thing, against, it's one thing about Josh Whedon, but what about this guy? So you want to take this comic book legend under just because he disagreed with you on a few things about his genitals, and maybe he didn't immediately undercut the director he'd chosen, and he let the director run his set. Yeah, okay. Well, Josh Whedon may have been a bad guy. We still don't know exactly what Josh Whedon is supposed to have done on the Justice League set either. But Josh Whedon may have been a bad guy. But that's what producers are supposed to do. They're supposed to support their directors and let their directors do what they're supposed to do. And let alone an inexperienced producer like Jeff Johns. What was he going to do to Josh Whedon, the billion-dollar director of the Avengers? What was he supposed to say to Josh Whedon when Ray Fisher, star of Stage, star of, comes to him with complaints about Josh Whedon? That, oh yeah, all right, I'm gonna go and tell Josh Whedon off straight away, the guy who did the billion-dollar Avengers movie. I'm gonna go and tell him off because star of Stage, Ray Fisher, has come and he's, it's just obviously these guys were probably finding Ray Fisher fucking hilarious and just thinking, what is this guy making a big stink about? Take your money, enjoy it, right? And then continue on with this franchise as we hopefully make it better. We're going to put you in a Flash movie. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Anyway, so that's my opinion. Unless Ray Fisher comes forward with some real facts, starts laying it down, telling us what these guys really did, because they're making him look bad out here. That's the truth of it. So that's me. And thanks very much for watching. I'm sorry it took a bit long for me to go through all of this stuff, but I'd like to get, please comment, tell me what your thinking is at the moment of this investigation. And then finally, please do like, smash that or give me a high five, smash that like button, and subscribe if you want to hear more content from me. But apart from that, have a lovely Sunday. And what am I going to say? Oh, right. See you on the flip side. Love you, 3000. Bye.